right, once again, welcome to the next episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. I am your host. All right, I hope everybody had a good summer. It is hot as hell out there. Whatever you're doing, do it in the shade. Do it in the shade. All right, today's show. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Now, I have to read this, so I got to make sure that everybody know what sports therapy with FH Jr. is all about, what we do and what we can't do. Here we go. Sports therapy is sports entertainment only. We do not talk about politics. We don't talk about race relations. We don't give a fat rat's butt what's going on in the world of politics. I don't care what the Democrats are doing. Don't care what the Republicans are doing. We don't talk politics at all. Nor do we talk about sexual orientation. All are welcome to participate because I believe if you are a football fan, you are a fan of mine. So you can always call in and get your opinions on. And keep in mind that there is no, we don't do fan shaming on the show. We don't fan shame. You know, your opinion are your opinion. We don't browbeat you. We don't fan shame on the show. Now, we talk about football as it relates to the NFL, National Football League, football and football only. Now, here's the format of the show. Callers, you get up to 3 minutes. You can call in and you can rant, rip, laugh, or you can just kick some knowledge about all things, i.e. football, NFL football related. Are we good with that? Those are the ground rules. Now, when you call in, please turn your volume all the way up so we can hear you clearly. Now, Sports Therapy is streamed live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you want to hear the show and if you want to participate, the number to call is 940-329-4110. That's 940-329-4110. I have to say 0 because I have a slight, little bit of Cajun accent, so every once in a while I have to say 0, because if I say O, sometimes my O may sound like 4, and then folks want to call the wrong number. We good? All right. Man, I got that off my chest. That's a little therapy for myself, a little self-care. Now, here we go. Today's topic. Now, before I get into today's topic, I want to tell you, I actually, today's topic was given to me by a coworker whose name I shall not mention, but the initials are TW, and you know who you are, TW. And so she said, "Hey, football season is starting, and my husband's gonna be watching football. He's gonna be forcing me to watch football, and more football, followed by some more football." So I said, you know what? That's my topic for this weekend, for today's show. And it's called, Is Your Spouse, Girlfriend, Boyfriend, or Significant Other a Sports Louse? Is your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, or significant other, are they a sports louse? So what is a sports louse? A sports louse is someone who poo-poos on your football watching experience. They suck all the joy and the fun out of football season. Another word for a sports louse is probably an angry bird. So it's your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, or significant other. Are they a angry bird or a sports louse, as I call? So keep in mind, if you want to call in and participate in the show, the number to call is 940-329-4110, and we'll put you on. Also, up until the start of football season, callers that call in, you want to kick some knowledge or participate in the show, you get the opportunity to get a plug in for your business or event, as long as it's legal. So don't call in and say, look, we got a we preaching some kilos here, and I want to send it. No, 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 no. As long as it's legal and legit, call in, talk to us a little bit, get your sports view on, and then you can get a plug for your event. How does that sound? Sounds good to me. Now, before I begin, I want to pay some homage to a certain person. Now, you guys know when I started this show, I was like, okay, I had no idea. To be honest, I wasn't even planning on starting a podcast. I was just at a point in my career. It's like, man, I've been doing this for like 30 some years. I need a change. I need something different. I don't know what I need, but I know I want to do something different. This is my 31st year in education. I always tell people I am a counselor, but I am not a doctor. So do not call in and call me doctor, because it's not going to happen. But I am a P1. If you're a P1 and all the P1s out there, you know that we are people that we listen to 1310 The Ticket. And when I say a P1, that means our radio dial stays on 1310 The Ticket. See, I'm really into I'm not so much into radio anymore. Now I'm more into talk radio. So I always listen to 1310 The Ticket, and that's located in the great state of Texas and in the metropolis of Dallas. Now, reason I'm paying homage to 1310 The Ticket is because I got the idea of wanting to change or establish the show from a guy by the name of Mike Reiner, better known as the Old Gray Wolf. And I was listening to Mike. Now, Mike is no longer there. He retired after a long, successful career in broadcasting. But I was listening to Mike, and he was talking about him and the guys from the Hardline, and that's Corby and just all the crew over there. And I know there's some changes going on, but I used to listen to the Hardline. That's Corby, Danny Bayless, and all the crew there. But he was talking about starting the show and how they had the concept of starting the ticket and some of the ups and downs of the show. And that's where I got my idea of sports therapy. I wanted to be able to combine my experience as a counselor with my love of NFL football, but I wanted to do something original. I wanted to be just like 1310 The Ticket. When they came out with that concept, it was an original concept where, when we think of a sports station, we think about sports all the time. That's all they do. They talk sports. But now, sports 1310, they mix it, and they kind of, it's a show for everybody. And so that's where I got the concept of wanting to start my podcast along those lines. So it's a mixture of my counseling experience, my life experience, fun and yucks, and the NFL. So it's like, okay, the product is there, and my show is really fan driven. I get my energy from the fans. So when you guys call in and do your thing, and that allows me to do my thing. So that's where we are with that. So that's the show. And remember, our topic today is your spouse, significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, are they a sports louse? The old sports louse. So that's what we're going to be doing. So now, okay. Now the question, I wrote down a few questions here, and I want to be able to ask. Let's see. What is a sports louse? What is a sports louse? Hold on, I think we got... hold on, let's see what we got here. Sports. Good morning, good morning. Welcome.
What's going on with my boy? What's going on, baby? Number one cowboy hater now.
Here we go. It is my old class from Glenn. Glenn, glad to have you. Today's show.
Oh, yeah, likewise.
Today's topic of this show is called, is your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, a significant other, a sports louse? Now, let me tell you what a sports louse is. A sports louse is just someone who hates to start up football season. They hate it. Are they on the bandwagon? Are they driving the bandwagon? Or do they simply want to run over your ass with the bandwagon because they don't like sports? Glenn, is your spouse a sports louse?
A little bit, yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, you coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, I would say she is. I would say she is. Because, but see, because this time of the year, I'm getting ready for the start of football season and get my hating on. And she trying to make up an excuse for everything to keep me from watching the game.
Like what?
Want to go ride and want me to take her somewhere. And sometimes we wait right till to get ready the game to come on. No, I'll be waiting on the game.
That is sports louse behavior. So
yes, we're sitting there looking at the number, boy. I'm enjoying you. Congratulations.
You're welcome. So
I'm over your sister house.
So
I'm over here at your sister house.
Okay, cool. So is she on the bandwagon, Glenn, or is she driving the bandwagon?
Driving it.
Now,
one minute she on, 1 minute she off.
So that sound like more of a fair weather sports louse. See now, let me tell people what a louse is. A louse is a tiny little insect that sucks all the joy and pleasure out of stuff. The louse. And so if you have a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend, and now is football coming between you and your relationship?
No, because she know when football season come in, I know you got your cousin there. She know not to F with me. Because when football season come in, I shut all doors and block everything out. And when she do come and knock on the door looking for me, I don't answer. I have my earplugs on.
That sounds like a sports louse, Glenn.
I do.
Now,
I apologize for that, but I have to block everything out. and if they're not be the Cowboys playing, I sure enough, I block everything out because I do everything I can to root against them.
Now, tell me share with me how you feel about the Cowboys.
How do I feel about the Cowboys?
The stage is yours, brother.
Boy, just look at here, man. It goes all the way back to 1977. The day I saw that star on their helmet. I've been a Steelers fan ever since. And you've been a Redskin fan, ain't you?
Hey, you better know it, boy. You cut me, I bleed feathers.
That's what I'm talking about.
You cut me, I bleed nothing but feathers, man.
But I don't hate them personally. I don't hate them, wish them no bad luck or nothing. I just wish they lose all the time because I like to see how their fans react. Did you ever see that picture of Stephen A. Smith? Did you ever see what Stephen A. Smith on First Take show when they lost to the 49ers in the first round last year playoff?
Yeah, I do. That was a video that Stephen put up, and I would always I download that and I watch it over and over again, and I would show it to some of my.
I do too, man. Me too. I could be down and depressed. I could be going in depression. I could turn that on and just lift my spirit.
Now,
but I think I don't hate them just hate them personally. No, I don't hate no players. I just hate the team.
Right.
Well, because, they got so many Cowboy fans, and I got a lot of them in my family, and my girlfriend, all them Cowboy fans. So you got to have somebody to root against them.
I agree, and you know what? I feel the same way. I have a lot of my friends are Cowboy fans, and we rib on each other, and we joke on each other, and we give it to each other with both barrels. But they know that I don't hate any particular players because Cowboys have some. They got some good players, and now and I can always, for example, I would love to see Everson Walls get into the Hall of Fame. I think he deserves it. I like the guy. I think he deserves it.
I do too.
Now do I want to see them beat my team? No. And they're in the same division, so I'm always gonna cheer for them to lose. I'm gonna cheer for the Cowboys to lose, the Eagles to lose, and the Giants to lose because we're in the same division.
That's right.
But when they call in, but I'm neutral in terms of them calling and talking on the show because I welcome my Cowboy fans. I'm deep in Cowboy territory, man. That's why I'm in my bunker because I'm hid away. Now, but let me ask you.
You're right. Well, you never know when they might come and raise it. You might never know when a Cowboy fan get upset and come in and raise it.
I know. I have a niece that's a card carrying double dip Cowboy fan. Yeah, I mean she she loves it. But here's the thing, back. Talking about the Sports Louse. Now, one thing about the Sports Louse. Now, there's a positive side to the old Sports Louse because sometimes they take advantage of us two NFL football loving fans. The way I say that is because a lot of times when the game is on, the old Sports Louse, they take advantage of you by catching you off guard. For example, they may go shopping, go on a shopping spree, and they catch you in, hey, you watching football? I'm going shopping because when football season starts, we just want to be left alone. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Leave me alone. But
right.
That's the prime opportunity for the for the Sports Louse to go on a shopping spree because they know we don't even, we're not gonna even try to keep up with them and find out, hey, what they doing, what they shopping. And that's the time when they can buy really expensive stuff because we don't really check on them and see what they're doing. So, but instead of watching it,
That's when they take advantage of us.
I know they take advantage. The Sports Louse
because our heads be in the football game.
All the way. Now, one thing I hate, I don't know about you, I hate when someone want to call me. If you're one of these people, don't do this. Stop it. No one likes this.
Thank you.
Do not call me
Thank you.
while I'm watching the game and want to talk about the game that I'm watching while I'm watching the game. You know what I'm saying? You watching the game.
Totally understand.
You watching the game, and somebody want to call you and have you on the phone and watch the game with them while they at their house. Yeah, no.
I can't watch it. I can't watch the game. I cannot watch the football game at nobody's house and be comfortable anyway because I like to be at the house by myself watching the game in the room by myself so I can study everything. So I do more than just watch the game.
I know. That's why I always call you. That's why I always call you my stat man because I know you were big on stats, and that's one thing I do know about you. You've always been big on stats. Love stats. Being the stat man. Now,
that's why I like to study the game.
Well, since you've been studying the game, let's talk about your Steelers. You guys got huh?
Why?
You guys got like a quarterback controversy on your hand.
It won't be no controversy too long.
Oh, why you say that?
I'm looking for Kenny Smith to be in there I'm looking for Kenny Pickett to be in there about 2 or 3 weeks.
You think so?
Yes. Trubisky, well, I don't fault everything on Trubisky because he was in Chicago with Matt Nagy. And Matt Nagy ain't never been no hell of a coach anyway. But even when he went to Buffalo, he sat there for a while. He kind of rushed it now. This boy here up and coming, Kenny Pickett, they judge person by their hand side. That ain't got nothing to do with how you play football.
I know. I know.
You can look at that. You can look at that man's stats when he was at the University of Pittsburgh College. Anytime you break Dan Marino records, you can't be too bad of a slouch.
That's very true.
Once we get us a decent,
what's the situation about his hand size? What are they saying?
They were saying it was too small. It wasn't up to the average quarterback's hand size. I think they said it was like a little bit on the 9 or something like that there. But it doesn't matter as long as you can throw that football. That's all that matters.
True.
That's all that matters. If you can throw that football, that boy can sling that ball.
True.
Yeah. But I still say we need to show up our secondary. I know everybody picking us, hating on us, picking us to come in last place. The only thing that got us the last few years, and it's not an excuse, is injuries. We didn't make no excuse. Injuries got the best of us. But once if we could stay healthy, and we'll be okay, and show up the run defense. And I think that's gonna be with the guy we got from Jacksonville this year, Miles Jack. and he gonna teach a bushel or something, I think we'll be okay.
You think so? Now, one thing I did notice is that last year Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, and he managed to keep his streak going because the Steelers, they were above 500, and so that streak is still in place, which was a good thing.
But I still think they're gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised to see them finish in first place this year. They've been picking them last, third. I just don't. The Cleveland Browns gonna find a way to mess up something. They got talent over there. They better now than they ever been. They ain't got never worry about being 2-15 no more, 3-13, 14, whatever it is. Don't have to worry about them days no more. Cincinnati Bengals ain't gonna last. I give them about 3 years. They'll be back down to earth. And the Baltimore Ravens, they is our toughest opponent. But they don't never know how to go. We don't have to do never worry about the run against them because they don't never go and get a decent wide receiver.
I don't know now.
I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Okay. So who are you guys receivers are going to be this year?
Wide receivers?
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Johnson, Claypool.
Okay.
And I was seeing they got a boy out of one of these small colleges. Look like he got a nice little frame on him. The boy from the University of Memphis.
Okay.
The boy from Memphis, I can't think of his name, but I like his style of play a little bit. I seen him play last year. He got a pretty good game to him.
One thing out of Memphis, and we're all trying to figure this out. Where are they getting all these explosive guys from? In fact, our running back that we got for the Commanders, a.k.a. Redskins, a.k.a. football team, our starting running back that we had last year, he was a wide receiver at Memphis, and they had a lot of guys on the offensive side of the ball with Memphis. It's like, where are these guys coming from?
Man, that's a good question. It's coming from. It's really got to do with the recruited and the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
It's the recruited coaches because for the last 2 or 3 years, Memphis sure been getting some of the best. They've been getting some good players, and they've been slowly spreading out in the NFL.
Yes.
And I think, like you said, the Redskins got one, and Pittsburgh got one, and there's another guy. I can't think of the name of it. That's another wide receiver. I forgot where he went, but he was from Memphis. He's pretty good too.
Yes. Now, only thing that when it comes to our boy Gibson, who's our running back, is that I noticed that he was a wide receiver in college, and he's making that transition from wide receiver to running back, and it's a different it's different when you go from one position to the other because when you are a running back, a lot of times, you're taught to, hey man, you just got to hit that thing up in there. Sometimes you may not get but 2 yards, or if it's third and 1, just pick up the first down and keep it moving. So sometimes I think he thinks about when he's a wide receiver, you're always trying to get a little bit more, trying to turn a 2 yard, maybe a 2 yard catch out the backfield to something 15, 20 yards, or take it to the house. So he has to learn to run with power. And see, as a wide receiver, you really don't have to you're not expected to run with power like the position of a running back, where they expect you to kind of, put your head down, run over somebody, do what you got to do. So, because I noticed that a lot of times when we have like a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3, he'll get the ball and he just won't run with power. And I think that's just come from playing the wide receiver position. So I think this year, because I did slowly start to see him actually getting a good grasp as to what the position entails as far as the running back. So, and like I said, Memphis had a lot of talent, man, in the backfield. In fact, all those guys were in the same backfield at Memphis. I'm like, how the hell did they get all these guys the ball? How did, because they had some talent.
Sure did. Sure.
So now, do y'all want
They still got some talent. They I don't know, for the last 2 or 3 years, like I said, they've been doing pretty good recruiting over there. They got a running back. I know his father from England, Arkansas. His son played for the University of Memphis. I think he's a freshman this year. I'm gonna find out more information on him when I go back down there. Find out his classification. But he was a good star running back at North Little Rock High School.
So do y'all want y'all boy back?
Who?
Antonio Brown.
He can come back and do a concert. with them little red flower pants he had on the other day.
Yeah, I saw my boy on stage, man. I was like, okay, Antonio, what the hell? Now his little song wasn't too bad, but
no,
you know, but he was like a.
Man, we want football players. We don't want no showboaters. See, we want play people can play out there 20 below zero, in cold weather, raining weather. We don't need nobody out there want to be a show. That's why I hope from now. I hope my team schedule all opponents outdoors. We don't need nobody in the dorm stadium doing a dance for. We need to get out there and get muddy.
old Lombardi coach Glenn. So old school Lombardi.
We know, like Lombardi said, winning ain't everything. It's the only thing.
So y'all,
hey, do you like indoors? Do you like the indoors?
Now I want my Super Bowl to be played in perfect conditions. I don't want the Super Bowl to be in ice and snow and all that crap. If I'm watching the Super Bowl, if you know, give me perfect conditions in the Super Bowl. And I like the game played on grass, or because you know they got the stuff now. It's not the AstroTurf that they used to have where players were getting hurt. They got the synthetic, you know, the synthetic turf now. But I like the games played in. I mean, if you're gonna play in the dome, let's open up that roof and let's bring some real football into it. Just like Jerry World, you know, that's a retractable roof.
No. If I wanted to be at Green Bay, Cleveland, Chicago, or Buffalo.
So you want the elements in it?
Yeah, I want some snow, ice, temperature 15 to 20 degrees below zero, with sleep.
Now I like games. I like games like that because I just think, and I always tell people, to me, football season don't start until you get to game 8. Yeah, when people say, "Oh,
week 8."
Yeah, when you get to week 8, you'll find out what your team is about because there's no more disguise in whatever we are, what we are. If you're running, you know, injuries, guys are playing hurt. I mean, when you get to week 8, that's when you find out how bad teams want it. How bad do they? Because that's when you find out who's really playing with the Super Bowl in mind, who's playing just because this is my job and this is what I have to do. So I always tell people, when people start bragging about, oh, well, we're 4-0, I say, well, let's wait till game 8, because that's when your injuries are going to show up. You're going to lose some major players, major starters. Then you got to rely on your backups. You get to see, do we have key backups? And, you know, that's to me, that's what I think. The season don't get started until game 8.
That's true. That's correct. I totally agree. It's about that time you separate the men from the boys. And I think it's gonna be surprise. I think it's gonna be a few. I got a few surprises in mind this year that I think you know, I'm not saying they're gonna go up there and win the Super Bowl, but they're gonna make a nice little improvement.
Who's your dark horse?
My dark horse is my dark horse team. Matter of fact, I know some people don't like to hear too. But my dog horse team to win the Super Bowl is the Chargers.
They got the talent.
The Chargers and my sleeper team over there in the NFC.
Commanders?
Believe it or not.
Commanders?
Atlanta?
No, I said the Commanders.
Commanders. If they didn't have Carson Wentz,
I
if they
know.
had anybody else like Carson Wentz, I might say yes.
I know, man. So
But my doggone team is the Eagles, man.
you know what?
The Eagles, my doggone team.
The Eagles have put together a very talented team. They're going to put it on somebody. That team is going to come together. Now, is it going to be this year or next year? I'm hoping it's next year because I'm hoping it's next. I'm hoping it's next year because they got some talent there. They drafted well. The Eagles did real well in the draft. They picked up some real good players, quality players, and they are the type of team that can get on a roll. Only problem I have with
I think they do.
Only problem I have with the Eagles is that Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. Now he can throw that ball, but he prefers to run. And whenever your quarterback main option is to run, you take a chance of him getting hurt. Kind of reminds me of RG3. I never liked the fact that your quarterback was your primary option. I never liked. I hated that because I knew sooner or later he was going to get popped. And
yeah, that's true.
And when he got popped, it's like, okay, hell, there goes your whole season because it's built around this guy here, this one running back. That's the only fear or concern that I have with the Eagles is that, Jalen is now he's learning to throw because in Alabama they really didn't feature him throwing the ball, so he really didn't get the actual. I would say the tutelage that he needed until he went to Oklahoma, and he was only there for a year. And so, to me, him being in with the Eagles, he's slowly starting to reach his potential because he's learning how to throw. When I say there's a difference between throwing the ball and passing, he's learning how to pass the ball, which is throw guys open, throw through windows and things of that nature. So he's getting it down, but he still has that first mindset is to take off and run. And one thing about it, and you mentioned about how you like being at home watching the games, and because you look at more than the games now, guys, especially defensive players, they watch your tendency. They study nothing but film. So I can guarantee you that they have been studying Jalen all year, and say, okay, this guy, he would rather run the ball, and they're studying that. So he has to change that up a little bit, and so they are a scary, talented team. They are a very scary, talented team, and I think they are a year away. But I'm hoping that year is not this year. Is not this year, because they're in my division.
I like the receivers they got.
They're in our division.
But getting back to the Dallas Cowboys, a lot of people are picking them to come in second behind the Eagles. I pick them to come in third, just above the Giants. The people, like Dallas might be lucky, but the only thing gonna help them now this year is their schedule. They got a weak schedule this year.
Well,
they got Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears.
Now, I will say this, and I'm being honest. The Commanders and the Cowboys probably got the easiest schedule in the league. I don't know.
They do.
I don't know how the Cowboys get an easy schedule because when you are a division champ, you should play a first place schedule. Normally, that's how they roll it out. So I don't know how the Cowboys end up with. But I will say this: no team in the NFC have repeated as champion in the last. Hell, I think may have been almost 20. Well, I know it's been over 10 years. Nobody repeat as the NFC champion, and I think I think this year it's going to be more the same. I think the Cowboys, and this is what I always tell my Cowboy fans, and I always say I don't hate the Cowboys, but I can look at the Cowboys objectively because it's hard to look at your own team. Hell, I can't look at the Commanders objectively because I'm too emotionally tied into it, man. You know what I'm saying? But I can look at another team and say, okay, because I always tell people the Cowboys would scare the hell out of me if they ever get and I know they listening, if they ever get a tight end that's one of those tight end that can like a one of those tight end that can catch the ball, run the ball, one of those all world tight end like Kansas City has, they would scare the hell out of me then, because now I think that's the only thing missing from them. And I'm talking about one of those tight ends that's kind of like a basketball player type tight end. He's really a wide receiver, but he's too big for the cornerbacks to handle, and he's too fast and
Right.
he's
Too strong.
yeah, and he's too quick for the linebackers to cover him. Those are the tight ends that scare the hell out of me. Like the 49ers have, those type of guys. So I just think when the Cowboys, if they ever get somebody like that, then that would scare that would scare the crap out of me, because right now they get.
I'm gonna tell you something, my friend. I'm gonna tell you like the great Stephen A. Smith say.
What's that?
You don't have to worry. They're just another accident waiting to happen. You ain't got to get yourself worked up, cause believe me, they're gonna lose 3 or 4 games this year by an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, and see, and I was telling one of my coaching buddies, I said, the Cowboys are not a good front running team. He said, "What do you mean about that?" I said they're not a good front running team. They cannot take the ball from the beginning of the game and beat you from the start of the game to the end. I said they're not. I said what they are is that they are a team that's gonna always come from behind, because in that fourth quarter, when now they're playing kind of like sandlot football, and Dak is a better player when it comes to that. But as far as the Cowboys just going from being in the lead from the beginning of the game, they're explosive, but they're not a good front running team, and that's what makes them susceptible to get beat.
Really athletic team.
Yeah, and to me,
they're really not an athletic team.
Oh, I agree, and to me, that's what makes them susceptible to be beaten. It's because you have to try to come back in the fourth quarter so much to eventually, because they're great between the 20 and the 20. I said, you know what? I don't really worry about the Cowboys. They're between the 20 and the 20. They are going to drive that ball up the field, and then they'll settle for 3. Yeah, they'll settle for 3. And
but I think. No, go ahead.
But in the fourth quarter, if they're down by say 10 points or whatever, then they have a good chance of coming back and beating you on some field goal or some some play. But to me, that's them. Now, this year's gonna be very interesting. It is, because I think that personally, I think we are going to win the division, and y'all can say. You can put that out there. I said that. The Commanders are going to win the division. I'll tell you why. If we can keep Wentz driving the bus, we got some explosive offensive players, and we have a defense. Last year, they tried to get crazy with the defense, but I think our defense is going to we match up well with everybody. But as long as we can keep Carson Wentz from driving the Jeep off the cliff, I think we'll win the division, because I think we're more built for that after 8 game. But Glenn, my brother, thank you for calling, man. Appreciate your call. And I always enjoy talking to you.
Friend, and I'll be checking you out the next time. And I want to say one more thing before I go. I'm over here to your sister house. We over here chilling. And all the Cowboy haters out there, don't get your spirit up too high. The same old thing, baby. Take care, my friend.
All right, man.
All right. Yeah.
Sports Therapy. F.A. Jr., what's going on?
Who am I speaking with?
This is F.A. Jr.
Hey, man, look. What's the topic for today, Mr. Hammer? Tell me what the topic is for today, so I know what's going on.
Let me tell you what the topic of the day is. The topic of the day is your spouse girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, is that person a sports louse? Do they hate
you? Man, you already know, man. She hate football season because she already knows. Saturday, Sunday, I got to go get it and come back with it. But when I go get it, she knows Sunday the Cowboys are going to play, and I'm going to be hating on them boys, man. I can't wait to see Dak do what he going to do, man. It's going to be a whole bunch of nothing. A whole bunch of nothing. You hear me? I can't wait, man. But my wife, man, loved Dak Prescott. She loved them Cowboys. But I'm just sitting back in the cut. I'm looking out my garage right now, man. I'm here in Glen Heights, man. It's gonna go down, man. I can't wait. It's football season. I got my popcorn machine ready. I got my Kool-Aid ready. I'm ready to go, man.
You got the Kool-Aid ready?
Man, I got that blue Kool-Aid ready, man, because I know every time the Cowboys lose, I already know what's happening. People gonna be mad around here. I'm gonna wave that flag just as big. Whatever team they playing, I'm gonna put the flag out of my front yard. Whatever team they playing, I got 24 flags. I can't wait.
You got 24. You got 24 flags.
I got 24 good flags.
What's your team, brother?
I'm gonna put it right outside on my curb. I can't wait.
What's your team, brother?
Man, you know I love the Cowboys since 1979, man. But right now, I hate the Cowboys, man. They make some bad choices, man. Ever since T.O., man, they just make some bad choices, man. So, you know, I can't wait. I'm excited about football season, man. I'm excited about what's going on, man. But I tell you what, the Cowboys not going to be as great as everybody think they are.
Hey, man, I just got off the phone with Glenn from Arkansas. Now, Glenn from Arkansas is a card-carrying Cowboy hater. He loves his Steelers. He loves the Steelers. He got a steel curtain in his bathroom, but he loved them. He hate the Cowboys. And I asked him. I said, "Hey, Glenn, just like I'm asking you, is your spouse significant other?" Now let me explain to people what is a sports louse. A sports louse is just somebody who sucks all the joy and the fun out of football season.
Absolutely, that's my wife. Yeah, absolutely. She can't wait, man. She can't wait. She love the Cowboys, but she can't wait, man. She just can't wait, man. Oh man, T-shirts, socks, the whole 9 yards, spoons, forks, knives. Whatever the Cowboys, she go to Albertsons just on football day. She can't wait.
So is she?
Yeah, she can't wait.
Is she on the bandwagon? Is she driving the bandwagon, or do she just want to run over you with the bag?
Driving the bandwagon bus. She got the Mini Cooper. She ready to go, Jack. She got it all. She ready to go. They ready to go, man. My household, man, are Cowboy fanatics. They Cowboy fanatics. They louses, man. You explain what the definition was. That's what my family is. Yeah, that's what it is, right there, man. I love your show, man. I think it's great, man. I can't wait, man, to hear more about it, especially after that Monday Night Football when they get ready to play the Giants. I want to hear that first conversation, man. When the Cowboys lose, I want to hear what they're talking about.
Hey, you know, we're gonna change the format in another 3 weeks or so. So sports therapy, not this coming up Saturday. So I don't want my listeners to jump off the bandwagon, but and I'm gonna announce that when we're gonna make the change. But we're gonna be going and coming to our fans on Monday mornings, beginning from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and that's gonna be right after. That'll be right after Sunday games. So that's when a lot of people gonna need some therapy.
Man, they gonna go to sleep on that too.
I know.
They going to sleep on that. Gonna work up. Man, you gonna have a bunch of people trying to have car wrecks, man. That's what you about to do. You already know that, boy. It's gonna be a bunch of people driving to work mad.
I want them calling in.
Good, man. That'd be some therapy, man.
I want them calling in, man.
They calling in, man, from 7 to 8 o'clock. That's gonna be a good time slot.
7 to 8.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
And I tell people, man, call into the show, man. We take our listeners from 9 to 99. If you in those demographics, call in, right. And we'll have that show.
Right on. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you,
man. Continue the good work, man. I look forward to waking up at 7 in the morning. You know, seeing what these fanatics are talking about, because that's what they are. They're not fans, they fanatics.
I appreciate you calling in, man. Like I said, man.
All right, my brother.
Hey, thank you, man. You have a good day, brother.
Indeed. Take care, man.
All right.
Shout out to all them louses out there, them cowboy louses. Shout out to you.
Oh,
keep that same energy. Keep that same energy now.
One last thing. And from now until the start of football season, all my callers call in, and you can get a free plug for your event or your business. As long as your business is legit and legal, then you can get a plug. Right. So, my brother, you got anything coming up that you want to talk about? You got any events or?
Yeah, we got. I'm a football referee. I'm a football referee, man. So all those people who sitting on the couch watching the game, who shouting at the game saying the referee screwed it up, well, you can get yourself a whistle and come on out and participate. Don't be a hater, participate. So I congratulate you on that.
All right, there we go. That's your plug.
Don't be a hater all your life.
All
right.
All right, appreciate it, brother.
All right, take care. Thank you. Appreciate you again.
All right, thanks. All right, now those are the kind of calls I like getting on the show. Like I said, the show is fan-driven. It is fan-driven. So we need our fans to call in and get us hyped, get it going. And that's what sports therapy is all about. Today's topic is your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, or significant other. Is that person a sports louse? Do they suck all the joy and the fun out of your football season? And it's football coming between you and your relationship. Now, if you want to call in, that's 940-329-4110 if you want to be a live guest on the show. And also, Sports Therapy is streamed live on Facebook and on YouTube. So you can catch us live or you can catch us later. But call in, get your funny on, and it's all good. All right, hold on. Time to pay our sponsors, those who allow us to be us. Here we go. Discover Crown Royal blended Canadian whiskey, patiently fit for a king, expertly blended since 1939. After a hard day of crime fighting, it's what I do. I reach for a bottle, and you know what I say? Crown me, baby. Drink Crown Royal responsibly. That is my drink, Crown Royal. All right, now, I really enjoy. I really enjoyed my callers today, man. They really get me going. They get me going. They get my blood flowing. They make everything all good, and I just love that, man. I love Glenn, my homeboy Glenn from Marcus. And I'm thinking about. I haven't told him yet, but I'm thinking about creating a special little edition once we get into our real time slot, which is going to be Monday mornings from 7 o'clock until 8. I'm thinking about making my boy Glenn, like I tell people, Glenn and I go all the way back to potty training days. So I'm going to probably create a little special last 10-minute section of the show for my boy Glenn, and I'm going to call it First and 10 with my homeboy Glenn. And he's going to come and give us a summation or summarize all the games for that week. So he's going to tell you what teams are up, what teams are down, what teams are getting out the starting block on a positive note, and what teams are probably going to have the blues. So that's a special segment that I'm going to create with my boy Glenn. I got to talk to him about it. So I'm sure he's listening because he's at my sister's house, and they're doing what they do. But once again, today's topic of the show is your spouse, significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend. Is that person a sports louse? Are they on the bandwagon? Are they driving the bandwagon? Or do they just want to run over your ass with the bandwagon because they hate football? And do they take advantage of your kindness or your blindness? There's a difference between kindness and blindness. Now, we all get football crazy because I do. Now, I know my daughters take advantage of me when football season comes. I know that. I know. And if y'all listening, I know y'all know that y'all take advantage of me. Because they will get me to buy and order stuff that I normally would order and buy because I just want to watch football. So they'll ease up to me and say, "Hey, Dad, we need to order pizza." Next thing I know, my doorbell is ringing, and God knows how many pizzas or they're going shopping, and I just kind of like give them the debit card, and because I just want to be able to watch my football. So when I tell people, that's they take advantage of you in football season come, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Now, let me pay one more sponsor here. Got one more sponsor, and I love these people. Train Touch Muscle Therapy is a leader in medical and sports massage. Their motto is, what we do is deeper than a massage, it's muscle therapy. Ross, Earl, and the entire team, they are there to serve you, starting with the new client special, $60 for 60 minutes. Mention that you heard it first on Sports Therapy with FH Jr., and they'll give you the hookup, which is a free CBD cream just for you. Train Touch, they use advanced muscle techniques to help restore clients' muscle functions. They have over 1,000 online reviews with an average rating of 4.8 stars. So if you're in town or you're visiting, then you need to visit my friends at Train Touch Muscle Therapy, 469-754-1232. That's Train Touch Muscle Therapy. Mention that you heard it. Sports Therapy with FH Jr. All right. Now, we are really having a good show today. I love my callers. I love my sponsors. And yes, whenever I mention a sponsor, trust me, you will never hear me mention any sponsor that I do not believe in or I don't participate in. Like I said, Crown, that's my drink. Those who know me know that is my drink. Train Touch Muscle Therapy. Good people. They are great. I love them. In fact, I'm going to call and make an appointment and get with them as soon as possible because that's what we do. Now, as I was saying, let's get back to the show. Is your spouse, significant other, is that person a sports louse? Do they poo-poo on your football watching enjoyment? Or is football season coming between you and your relationship? Is it coming between you and your relationship? Think about that. Think about that. Now, I wrote down some notes. Like I tell people, I don't just get out of bed and wing this show. I don't wing it. I do research a little bit. I don't. I wing it. So, one question that I wanted to ask. And one of my callers, I think he answered this next question because I want to ask, is your spouse or significant other, is that person a sports louse? And are they a sore loser? Are they a sore loser? Do they hate football or do they hate the start of football season? Because it does take and occupy a lot of your time. It occupies a lot of my time. I love football season. I love the NFL. Now, I watch college. I do. But I love that NFL season. And it really gets me going. Now, if you're just, if you're driving by and you're on Facebook and you're on YouTube and you want to know, what the hell am I listening to? Who is this guy? That's ranting and raving and acting a fool. This is Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. And if you want to be on the show, we have, about another 5 minutes, and then we're going to shut this bad boy down. But if you want to call in and participate in today's subject, and then call in live at 940-329-4110. That's 940-329-4110. And we'll get you on the show. Now, keep in mind, as I was saying, today and up until the start of the actual football season, callers, you can call in if you want to get a plug for your business or event that you got going on. Call in and kick a little knowledge, raise a little hell, or whatever you want to do, and you can get a plug in for your business because I want to be able to get back to the community and once the season starts, then all of our There won't be any free plugs. I guarantee you there won't. But if you want to call in and you want to get some free advertisement in, say something positive, that you got something positive going on, call in and we can get you on there. We can make that happen. All right, it's all good with me. Now, I was looking at some well, I read an article, and I'm always reading articles, and I watch because we know football season has started. Training camp has started. Teams have reported everybody should be there. And one thing that we talked about last week was, do we really need the preseason? I want to hit on that a little bit because we asked, do we need the preseason? Because there have been some injuries. And I don't think that we need preseason football. I think that should be changed. I think the time that the guys report to camp, and I think we need to come up with another way to, well, I know the coaches evaluate the players. In the first preseason game is just simply evaluating. They just want to see all the guys buying into the summer training program that they send. They want to see technique. They want to see the guys have a mold. And it's mostly about conditioning. They want to get guys in shape. Want to make sure that everybody is everybody. They don't really start to look at anything. They don't get no plan. There's no playbook. You get on the plane and you get your football uniform, jocks, socks, and all that, and you just go play because they're only looking at their players. Second game, because we've changed things around, there's no longer 4 games, there's only 3. So I know they had to get a lot in. So now we talk about more evaluating. Coaches are really looking at players in terms of alignment. Now they're starting to put in some plays. They're starting to game plan, look at some things. So I got no problem with that. I know the rookies need to be able to make the team. They need to be evaluated so they can make the team. The coaches need to be able to say, okay, we invested a lot in this particular player. Want to make sure that they can play. I get that. I understand it. But I still say from a fan perspective, Joe the fan, which is me and some of my listeners, we don't give a fat rat's butt about any of that because we tune out after the starters are taken out. And that's how I feel about that, man. I just think preseason is, I'm glad it's here, and I know guys need it. It's a pay thing for the owners in the league, and it's all about that. And I'm cool with it. I just think that I just think we need something different. That's just my opinion. And as I tell people, when you call in for the show, your opinion is your opinion. We don't fan shame. We don't fan shame anybody. It is what it is. But I just tell you, I don't really care too much for the preseason football game. But before we shut things down today, I want to acknowledge some things here. Let me grab one of my notes. I want to acknowledge. Hold on. See, here we go. I was looking at my some of my stats in terms of who's been listening to the show, and personally, I thank everybody for listening. If you've been listening and you tune in, if you're a regular, thank you. If you just catching my show, and if you like it, then like me on Facebook, hit me up on my YouTube channel, subscribe, and let's get it all going. But if you hate the show, say, FH, we hate the show, and we hate you, the show, and everything about it and all that. But if you like it, hey, let's keep it moving and grooving, because we're gonna be changing our time slot here. But I was looking at my data, and I see I have people calling and listening in the Arlington area, in the Arlington, Texas area. I want to thank you guys, and thank you for that. And Ashbourne, Virginia, thank you guys for tuning in. And I actually have some followers in jolly old England, in Brussels, and I would love to have my my listeners in England. Hey, if you guys, I don't know, I know we're on a different time slot here, but if you guys want to call in, I would love to have you guys. And also in the great state of Arkansas, to my kinfolks and friends. And I also want to say Thank you to those who are listening in from the boot, aka Louisiana. So we're getting ready to rapping and capping, and you're about to hear my music. Once again, this has been Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. I want to say thank you to my special guests, all my call-ins, to my country Kennies in Arkansas. Thank you all for supporting me, to my friends, my family, even the people that I work with, those who listen and those who don't listen. Thank you. And also to those on the yard. I always say, stay golden, baby. See you next week.